Let's talk for a few minutes about turbine propellers. One problem with a turbine is that it spins really fast. They have really high RPMs, and you can't efficiently turn a propeller that fast. So the one thing we'll notice about turbine engines is they have to have a gearbox, and we'll see gearboxes on the front of a lot of these engines. We have several examples here at Cincinnati State right in our power plant lab. So we're going to slow this prop down. A lot of these props like to turn at something from 1700 RPM up to maybe about 3000 RPM, but the large diameter props turn quite a bit slower than the small diameter props, and that's about the speed that we want to turn. We certainly don't want to turn 5000 or 10,000 RPM or 15,000 RPM like a turbine can turn. One of the things that we can do with a turbine prop, well, of course we can feather the prop, but one of the things we can do with a turbine is that we can set that pitch on the blade pitch to a flat angle or even slightly in a reverse angle. Some airplanes can back up with their propellers. These are just mainly turbine aircraft that can do this, and we call this beta. And so if you look at this propeller here, we can see the beta tubes, and this beta tube is what's going to move this prop into a reverse pitch. In our prop that we have at Cincinnati State, we have a spring down inside of it. There's a servo dome. This dome fills with oil, and it works similar to our other type of propeller, except we have a spring pushing one way, we have oil pushing the other way, and we also have counterweights on the blades. The counterweights on the blades will try to turn the blades to a high pitch, like most counterweights do. A couple other things that you'll notice with a turbine system is that in this case we have a beta valve, and we have some valves that will send enough oil pressure to move this thing into beta. But there's a rod that can control this also, and we have a safety valve that keeps this thing from accidentally going into beta. Because if we're flying along and we put this propeller into beta, this can make the airplane unflyable. I mean, super dangerous. This could cause a crash. So we want to be careful. There's a little bit different control system. We still have flyweights in here, and we have oil pressure that's going to go different ways here to move our propeller. If you look here in the description, it says it quite clearly. Oil from the propeller governor feeds into the propeller shaft via a servo piston. That servo piston is the dome there on the end of it. It's mounted to the propeller shaft. As the oil pressure increases, the servo piston is pushed forward and the feather spring is compressed. So what that's telling us is that the piston is taking it towards a lower pitch as we fill it with oil. The feathering spring will try to take it to feather, and then the counterweights, they will also try to take it to a high pitch. These are all controlled through the prop governor on the front of the turbine engine.